Live from Studio 5 in New York City, this is the News at 6.
We are just getting started tonight. Coming up, a unique look at some of the city's most iconic bridges. We'll be joined by a photographer who's been snapping breathtaking pictures of the amazing structures for decades. You're going to love this. And we're back right now with our feature story tonight, taking a closer look at a local photographer who has been taking incredible pictures of New York City's most iconic bridges for more than 2 decades. His name is Dave Friedler, and he has written a book about his work that we're going to talk about in just a minute. But Happy New Year to you, Dave.
Happy New Year.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You've worked really hard on putting an amazing collection together.
Yes, I've worked on this for 26 years.
Wow.
I started this in 1993. I never thought I'd complete it, but after a lot of hard work and persistence, it finally came.
Yeah, really hard work, and it's amazing what you've done up there on top of those bridges. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second.
Okay.
But first, we're going to go to Christal Young, who has more on this amazing work that this man has done. Watch.
Okay. Just incredible.
Okay.
They're one of a kind, and New York City started modern bridge engineering.
For Dave Friedler, bridges are more than functional, they're fabulous. He spent more than 25 years getting up close and personal with New York City's 2,077 bridges. Yes, you heard that right. But while most photographers prefer this angle, he prefers this one.
I just found these bridges so cool to connect all the islands of Manhattan, to connect people, to connect cultures.
Calling him a bridge expert doesn't begin to do his depth of knowledge justice.
The Brooklyn was the first bridge to use galvanized steel wires that comprised the main cable. The Williamsburg was the first all-steel suspension bridge over 1,000 feet. The Manhattan Bridge was the first suspension bridge to have a Warren stiffening truss.
Dave also has interesting artifacts from New York City bridges. For instance, this is an aviation beacon from the Triborough Bridge, and this is a necklace light from the Queensboro Bridge. Now, on the bridge, there would be more than 100 that line the cables.
The city's towering feats of structural ingenuity are the subject of Friedler's new book, The Magnificent Bridges of New York City. And while he uses several cameras to get the job done, this is his workhorse.
This is the Hasselblad that I used for most of my bridge photographs.
This is his most famous photo, the Manhattan Bridge, circa 1997.
I'm just firing away with the camera and getting this view showing downtown Manhattan with the Twin Towers, the Woolworth Building, and the clouds moving across.
Unafraid of heights and enamored by bridges, he has no plans of keeping his feet planted firmly on the ground. So the next time you cross one of New York City's magnificent bridges, look up. You just may find Dave Friedler hard at work, clicking away. Christal Young, Fox 5 News.
And Dave Friedler is with us right now. He's the author of the book, The Magnificent Bridges of New York City, that features many of his amazing photos, and I really mean amazing. Dave, was it dangerous for you doing these things, going up on all these bridges?
Not really. I have no fear of heights. I never had a fear of heights.
Oh, that's great.
So climbing the bridges to me was like walking on the ground.
That's great. Now, when people saw you at work, I mean, you know, when you were doing this, did anybody react to it or comment on it? Or what?
Some people would say, don't jump, and I'm saying, why would I think of jumping? I'm in my full body harness. I have the safety vest. I have my hard hat.
Yeah.
I'm officially allowed to be there, so why would they think I'd want to jump? But that's the way people react.
Well, I can understand when you see somebody there. But this is all legal. You get all the permits, and you get all the insurances and so forth. Okay, a lot of people have favorite bridges, right?
Yes.
And you have one, too, from all these photographs. Which is your favorite?
Absolutely no contest. George Washington Bridge.
GWB?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
I've crossed that bridge more than any other. It is just so massive. When you get up inside the steelwork and climb the cables, it is such an amazing piece of engineering, and it's so unique in its design. Othman Aman, who designed that, he did an amazing job for such a unique structure.
No, it really is beautiful. Now, you're holding something there. This is some cable, okay? Explain, you know, what this is and where it came from.
Okay, this is an original section of GWB suspender rope, built or designed by Roebling.
Yeah.
So Roebling made the wires. There's 271 wires to make a 2 7/8 inch diameter rope. And as you know now, they're replacing all these ropes on the GWB.
That's a big job.
And they're doing a complete main cable rehab too. That's a lot of work
also. That's amazing. Okay, this is a neat little thing here, okay?
Yes.
And it lights up. I've thrown the switch on this so people can see what this
takes
says.
a few seconds, but this is an original toll light for the GWB.
A toll light,
from the 1970s, and it was only $2.50.
Oh, look at this. like in the 70s, right?
And so this would flash, and as you go through the toll, you'd see George Washington Bridge, toll is $2.50.
Wow. Okay, you love the GW Bridge. In terms of unique design, is that the one that you choose, or is there another one?
The GWB is unique because of the way the saddles sit on top of the tower. tower, the
Right.
way the load is distributed from the inner columns going down to the outer columns.
Dave, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's very unique with that type of bridge.
Yeah.
Most bridges, the saddles where the cables sit are directly over each particular column. The GWB distributes the load over the columns.
How do we compare? Okay, I mean, we love our bridges in New York, right? But if you're going to compare them to other U.S. cities and what they have,
yes.
Well, how do you size that up?
Well, New York is actually a first for bridge engineering. The Brooklyn was the first to have galvanized steel wires.
Right.
The Williamsburg was the first to be an all steel suspension bridge longer than 1,000 feet. The Manhattan was the first modern suspension bridge having flexible steel towers, and the GWB was the first large-scale suspension bridge to have 36-inch diameter main cables.
Wow.
So everything started in New York. Because of New York's bridges, that's why California has its bridges, and that's why the longest suspension bridge in the world is in Japan.
We're the pioneers here. We made it happen.
It started here in New York.
This is gorgeous stuff. Well, so happy that you're doing this. Now, okay, you've done New York. We know it's the best. Are you going to do something else?
I'd love to do California's bridges.
California.
I'd love to do that.
Golden Gate?
Golden Gate,
Yeah.
Bay Bridge. I'd love to do the Mackinac Bridge between the Straits of Michigan.
Yeah, in Michigan.
The Ben Franklin Bridge, and of course I'd love to do the longest suspension bridge in the world, the Akashi Kaiko in Japan.
That's amazing. When you were up there, did you have trouble with birds? Because everybody worries about, you know, the airplanes worry about birds.
Mostly on the Verrazano, I was attacked by peregrine falcons.
Were you really?
They are very territorial. They figure if you're up 693 feet, that's where they are.
Woo.
Humans don't belong there, but they loved to attack me. I would just wave my hands in the air and start growling at them, and then they back off. They get to know you.
You made it. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Dave Frieder, we thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful book, okay? And come back again.
I will.
And
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
All right.
Yes.
Let's keep riding on those bridges.
Okay.
All right.